Now, speaking of little guys,
Okay.
in the quarterback room, right? You know, we got Joe Burrow. He's the prototypical guy. I mean, he looks perfect. Tua a little more.
I'm hearing the
compactish.
opposite, man.
I mean, yeah.
I'm hearing Tua is like the best prospect ever.
No. I'm saying just when we're looking at them, the analytical side, like Joe Burrow, he fits the mold of, he's the right height, all that.
Yeah.
Tua's a little, just compact him a little bit. That's
what
what
he's
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, he's like 6'1",
Yeah.
6 foot.
That's what I'm saying, man. I like little guys that can ball.
Okay, so what, we want to debate these guys
who
here?
do you think is better? Who's gonna have
Who's better? Who's gonna have better
career? What you think?
I mean, it's Burrow. It's definitely Burrow.
Burrow's gonna have the better way.
Just career, I think he's the better player. What's going on here? You know what I'm gonna say here too? Ed Factor.
Oh God,
he's got it, man. He just does.
Can we just go one?
He's got the moxie.
Hold on. Can we go one? Just one episode where you don't say that the outlandish.
Outlandish. He's gonna go number one.
Joe Burrow is gonna have a better career than Tua.
He will, yeah.
And why is that?
I just don't see it with Tua, man.
I'm just asking why.
I just don't see it.
What don't you see?
The problem is he's gonna be drafted to the Bengals. That is a problem.
So help me. What don't you see? Because I see a great situation for Tua the further he slides.
I mean, this is what we're talking about then. Just like, are they putting better scenarios? What if
that does matter a lot.
What if Burrow turns it around? I just think Burrow's a better player, so I think Burrow's gonna figure it out.
I think Burrow was a part of one of the greatest offenses.
There's that too. I mean, you could say that.
The numbers speak for themselves.
You could definitely say that with Tua though too.
Across the board? No, not across the board.
Look at his receiver. Two of those receivers.
Joe Burrow.
What?
Joe Burrow didn't have dogs at receiver?
I agree, man.
Along with probably the best running back he was one of the best running backs in the league. If he was, I'm tripping. Not the running back because the Clyde Edwards guy.
Yeah.
He's still a 1,000-yard rusher. What are we talking about here, bro?
I mean, Burrow threw for over 60 touchdowns.
You saw he was throwing the ball too.
I know they both had awesome offenses. I just think Burrow's got it, man. I just think he's got it. What is your reasoning for Tua? Let's say outside of the teams, then, as just in terms of prospects.
I feel like
because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Tua is a way more polished prospect.
He is.
He can throw the ball better.
Tua checks,
I just don't see it though.
Tua checks all the boxes. The only thing that you have concerns about right now, you could say the hip injury,
right?
But the same way we talk about Ben and say that, hey man, we're not worried about that.
I'm not worried
healthy.
about the hip.
I'm not worried about Tua's hip either. I don't really want to hear the injury stats. Some people try to say to knock him, but he can make all the throws. He's a great leader. He's shown that he could be a team player. I mean, even with that whole situation with him and Jalen Hurts and how that dynamic played itself out, he never had an issue with it or never publicly displayed any issue.
You could say
the
same thing for Hurts.
Absolutely, and that's why I love that.
He was probably in an even tougher spot. Hurts,
and that's why I love that. But then when I also think of Tua, I'm saying to myself, man, the only knock I have on him when I watched him at Alabama was it looked like the game was coming so easy to him that he would get lazy at times.
He was so good.
Like seriously, like you were watching, you're just like, bro, because you know you could make ridiculous things happen. You're not even like, I know I should probably throw this 20-yard out, but no, I want to throw this bomb in between 3 defenders just because. And like, that's the type of stuff that makes me concerned. But I think that was solely based on him just feeling like, yo, I've accomplished so much already at this level. I need to get bumped up to the new challenges of the NFL. Whereas Joe Burrow, it was the opposite. He got hot this year. So you could throw him in the one-hit wonder category. Let's be real about that.
He had to grind though, man.
I understand he had to grind, but
mental toughness.
But this is what I'm saying, right? We've seen what Joe Burrow looked like when he didn't have a crazy amount of weapons around him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone even talks about his junior year, right?
Exactly. So for me, you're going into a Cincinnati. So this is my thing, right? And this is the argument I'm trying to make right here. When I see you with less talent, when you're not with the super stacked offense, who were you? I've seen you when you got the full house, when you got the full deck of cards. Oh yeah, you look great. But at the NFL level, with the Cincinnati Bengals, are you going to have the full stack, the full deck? No. At the NFL level, how often? No, just hear me out.
His weapons are actually going to be kind of decent.
Just hear me though. Just hear me. In the NFL, do you ever see teams that are drastically stacked, like his LSU team was, versus teams that have no talent. The NFL, the talent, we talk about it all the time. The NFL talent gap is so close that you're never going to just walk out there with a crazy deck. And that's what I'm saying for Joe. We've seen Joe with the crazy deck. He looked elite. Without the crazy deck, we didn't even talk about him. If I asked you who Joe Burrow was a year ago, you would have said who?
Tua had a crazy deck though too.
But what I'm saying is this: Tua has played against teams where he wasn't the most talented team out there. We saw when he played Clemson. They ain't always had the most talented team versus Clemson. Those Georgia teams, they ain't always had the most crazy talented teams.
His receivers are gonna go top 10, 15.
No, listen, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, when LSU stepped on the field this year, it was clear cut. They had the most dogs. When we talk about, okay,
dude, Burrow may play. I mean, we can't take everything away from Burrow.
I'm not saying that. All I'm simply saying is, you saw Burrow without that.
You're probably saying it's weird because with Tua, everyone's saying that he's more unknown right now because of the injury and all that type of stuff. But you're probably saying Burrow's more unknown.
Yeah, it's easy to hop on the 1 year train, whereas we saw Tua. We've been on the Tua train for multiple years now. You just got on the Joe Burrow train.
Well, yeah, Tua was considered, and that's my thing. I think I'm more in. I don't know actually how I feel. Just in terms of raw prospects, a lot of people are saying Tua is just a way better prospect than Burrow. But Burrow's going to go number one.
Yes, because the injury that happened to Tua. If Tua doesn't get injured this year, I think it's a different conversation. I do. I think, man, it's not a clear cut Joe Burrow's number one because even this season, it still wasn't completely sold that Joe Burrow was going to be the number one guy. They were even talking about Chase Young potentially going number one.
Beat him out.
He didn't beat him out. Chase got suspended, and then those last 2-3 games, it just didn't happen like that. He didn't produce like that. But I can tell you as a player, your rhythm gets thrown off. We even talked about when you come from a bye week and all that stuff. All that factors into it.
Yeah, man. I think I'm just going off this 1 year. That's really it, man. And I just see you're thinking that's
dangerous, man. For me, I
hear his interviews. He's got the moxie. He's smoking the cigars. That's what I'm feeling good about. That Jordan smokes cigars, so hey.
Oh gosh. J.R. Smith smokes cigars too.
Champion. He is. So I'm taking Burrow based off just kind of a feel thing. Just that. I think this guy can get it done. He's going to figure out a way.
So has Tua never found a way?
He definitely has.
So does Tua not give good interviews?
I'm not really opposed.
Does Tua not smoke cigars?
Tua's a nice kid, man. Like I've listened.
I'm listening to everything you just said about Joe. Like Tua doesn't do that. Tua doesn't win championships. Tua doesn't smoke cigars. He ain't won championships.
I don't think he smokes cigars.
What? Because it wasn't a pitcher?
Huh?
It wasn't a pitcher, so he doesn't smoke it.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Just based off his interviews and stuff, it doesn't seem like he's that guy. I don't know.
What?
He's he's clean living. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know. I'm making extreme judgments here.
Holy cow! All right.
So he's a great franchise quarterback. It seems like he's gonna be on a nice path. But you said
you don't want those guys. Remember?
What do you mean?
I mean, no.
For a quarterback, you don't want.
But you said Joe isn't like that. So
I don't see any controversy with him.
Whoa!
He does talk a little
bit. Wow! You told me that you want a guy that's going at the quarterback position. If I'm the GM at the quarterback position, I want my guy to just, hey, don't say this, don't sell that, don't do that.
Here's the
just
thing.
like this.
Burrow's better. Are we talking Baker? Are we talking Baker here? Because Burrow's just better than Baker. Come on.
Both of them were Heisman Trophy winners. Both of them were elite.
Here's what I'm going to say. No. Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay, let's hear it.
Burrow has backed it up to this point. Now
Baker up to that point in college, Baker had backed it up as well.
Now is a good time to start being humble for Burrow. Now as Peyton Manning even told him. Peyton Manning told him, he said, "Listen, it might not go the way you want it to."
Peyton told him also break my record in interceptions too as a rookie.
Yeah, that's just kind of like get all the bad stuff out of the way, but stay humble. You got to stay humble at the same time.
Go out there and ball, bro.
Dude, if he starts talking smack on the Steelers and the AFC North and like Lamar Jackson and stuff, then it's definitely a problem. I'm gonna completely change my tune here.
It's too late, man. You're putting it down right now. Who the better career is going to be? Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa.
That's the beauty of life that I could change.
Nah, man, that's the beauty of it being documented. You can't change because I'm going to run this back.
I could change my pick. Yeah, I'll go with Burrow. What the hell?
Now it's bro, you said it. You started out with Joe. Don't say I'm just going to go, Joe. You were confident about Joe. That's who you dropped down like, yo.
But I could say, but here's the thing. All that stuff with Burrow, overconfidence and, flailing around the NFL and not living up to the hype. I mean, I could say this. Anyone could say the same thing about Tua. Hip injury, maybe just doesn't pan out.
The biggest thing with Tua is
just in
the
general,
injury concerns. Because from a prospect standpoint, he checks every box.
Here's the thing: any of these quarterbacks that are taken early, I mean, if you look at the list, I was looking at something a few weeks ago. Like, I mean, quarterbacks panning out and being stars like that are drafted early. It's not like as common as you would think.
It's tough.
It is.
But we say that all the time. It's not easy to do. And even if you do it for 1 year, year 1 to 5, a lot can go on, the different ups and downs with that. But I'm banking on the fact that Tua, if he doesn't go to the Dolphins at 5, he could go to the Chargers at 6. And that's an even better situation for him. So for me, I'm hoping that Justin Herbert is taken by the Dolphins. And then Tua gets to fall to the Chargers at 6. Because then I'm like, this is a perfect situation for him. A lot more stable situation, offense and defense, a lot more weapons. And you don't have to feel the pressure of coming in and being the guy day one because you have Tyrod Taylor that's already out there ready to go.
True. I saw a report today by Peter King. He's got a mock draft. You know how we all mock draft.
Man, you like Peter? I didn't even think you was a Peter King guy.
No, I saw the headline.
Say,
I saw the headline on Google.
Oh, I was say, wait a minute,
dude. All you need is headlines. You just see a headline, and you're just like, all right, what can we talk about this? And I think he said he has the Patriots trading up for Tua here.
Yeah.
So that, I mean,
hey, I would love it.
That's an opinion. That's a take. Like I said, everyone's got mock drafts.
Would you love it?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Would you be happy?
Would I love that? I would feel like the Patriots got something up their sleeve, so I wouldn't like that. I would not like that.
Why? Who do you think would have the better career then?
Huh? I just think Burrow's a better player. The better career, that's a different question, kind of.
That's what we're saying. Who's going to have the better career?
We should discuss this after they're drafted then. We should just be talking about who's, because
we're saying right now,
the Bengals could trade out of that pick. The Bengals could trade.
We're just saying who's going to have the better career. I think Tua is.
I'm saying Burrow. Let's see who gets picked where. Just based off of I think he's the better player.
But you know what? Joe could come in and become like the next Peyton Manning, right?
He could.
For the Bengals and trash the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Browns twice a year. Would you want that?
It could be the Browns and the Ravens.
I wouldn't want that. I hope Tua comes in here and just stinks.
Tua?
That's what I hope Joe Burrow comes in and just stinks.
I hope that too, but I know what I saw at LSU. I gotta call it like I see it.
Hey man, LSU and Cincinnati drastically different, buddy.
Yeah, he's gonna have some weapons though.
It's drastically different. That's all I'm saying, man.
Carson Palmer's talked about it. Other players have talked about it. It's a bad organization, so
yeah.
We'll see. Can we switch this to career thing? Maybe we'll talk about that in a week or two.
You want to talk?
I think Burrow's a better player, man.
I don't.
Dude, 60 touchdowns, Heisman. I mean, he balled out.
Johnny Manziel got a Heisman and was freaky too.
Yeah, but Burrow's better. He's just better than Manziel. That might have been the best college season of all time.
We agree, and that's the only thing that people say when they talk Joe Burrow in terms of why they think he could have the better career of anybody, right? Well, he had the best college season of all time, the 60 touchdowns. That's it. They don't talk about everything else because he was stacked. It's kind of like when we talk about Tim Tebow. They say Tim Tebow was arguably one of the best college quarterbacks ever. Ever. And
you could tell he wasn't the quarterback. He wasn't like that.
So why did he go in the first round into the Broncos? I mean, he won a playoff game in the NFL.
They got Deke as their manager.
He won a playoff game in the NFL.
The NFL has Deke.
He won a playoff game in the NFL.
Come on, dude. I wasn't. You had to repeat that 3 times, huh? 4 times maybe.
He was ignoring me. I ain't like that.
Because I was trying to give my Tebow take.
I'm just saying, bro. Tebow. They said Tebow legit can make an argument for being the best college quarterback all time.
Definitely. Yeah.
So for me, when you talk about Joe Burrow having the best college season of all time, it doesn't hold weight with me, bro. I do not care. I don't care.
He can sling it way better than Tebow.
Yeah, the best. He had 60 touchdowns. Okay, did you see what Tebow did in college? How'd that play on the NFL? It's different.
Their style of quarterback play is way different, though. Burrow's, it looks like it's going to translate. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are saying he's only like a B+ prospect.
Yes, they say his pro. You know what they compare him to as a pro? Andy Dalton.
I've heard Romo, but
Romo high end, but more than likely they say Andy Dalton.
So I'm confused by all this. Then what
are you confused by? You're enamored with the stats.
Why is he going number 1 then?
I just told you because Tua got hurt. Chase Young fizzled out the last 3 games. It was supposed to be Chase Young. Chase Young was the guy. Then when he got suspended, remember they suspended him for, I think he got the tickets or paid for his girlfriend to come to one of their BCS championship games. He ended up getting a 1 game suspension for that. Then he came back in the last 2 to 3 games. He really didn't have like crazy numbers like that. So that's what ultimately pushed him out of that one spot. When Tua got hurt and the whole thing was, okay, remember he came back and was like, what's going on with the hip? Then that made people say, well, I got back off of that. And then Joe went and they said, oh, he's winning the big time games.
Yep.
That was huge. Then you saw him in the playoffs. Oh, man, he's still winning those games. That was huge.
Yep.
And from there, they were just like, well, he is healthy. He put up a crazy number from a statistical standpoint. And that's why they say we'll roll with him. But when you evaluate him, they say he's pretty much like Andy Dalton. He could be Tony Romo.
Man,
that's that.
I'm just confused by all this.
Because numbers aren't everything. I tell you that all the time. You're a numbers guy though. You're quick to talk numbers.
So I'm not. And
you brought it up multiple times in this conversation right here. You said it multiple times. Man, you
only when they back me.
Dude, you see he had the best college season ever. And I'm like, they said the same thing about Baker when he was coming out winning the Heisman. They said the same thing about Johnny Manziel when he won the Heisman. They said the same thing about Tim Tebow, arguably the greatest college quarterback ever. But what I'm telling you is college to NFL is different. And when you're playing on teams that are crazy stacked like how his was, you can if you are a good quarterback and you have a overly stacked team like how he had at LSU, you're going to put up those gaudy type numbers. But what I'm telling you is this, if he's as elite as you say he is, where was that the year prior? And that's the issue.
You got to develop.
That's the issue. You say you got to develop. You see, you're hearing yourself though,
I'm hearing myself,
and that's why they're like, yeah, he's gonna go number one.
Beat out Trevor Lawrence in the championship.
But it's more so by default that you're going D1. I mean that you're going 1 overall, not that hey you were drastically better than Chase Young and drastically better than Tua Tagovailoa. Because let's be real, if Joe Burrow missed this much time, was coming off a hip injury, you think he'd be talked about as could potentially go in the fifth or sixth pick? No, if it was Justin Herbert, he missed that much time coming off a hip injury. Major hip injury. You think they'd be saying, hey, may he still go first round top 5? No.
Some of these organizations.
But Tua is so nice. That's why.
Some of these organizations literally have me as their GMs. Seriously. I mean, that's probably
I'm not even going to disagree with you on that, bro.
I mean, you got the Browns and the Bengals then. Yeah. And I'm taking Burrow.
Shoot, the Browns, they were alternating coaches, man. It was like,
them taking Manziel. Yeah. Like, yeah, I would have taken Manziel too. Yeah. I would take Burrow here in the top pick. But that's what's so confusing to me as to, I mean, why aren't they trading out of it? Why is it so gun-ho that it's happening? This is my thing. I'm so confused. If you're telling me all this,
this is the thing,
and this is actually probably more or less common knowledge because I even brought some of this stuff up.
This is the issue when you talk about them trading out of that one spot. This is the issue you run into. First off, what are you getting in return for that one spot? Okay, that's the first thing.
But if you could take Tua where he's,
just hear me out.
You're saying he's the better prospect.
But this is what I'm saying. So if you're Cincinnati and you have to talk about what happened, right? If things go bad, it's easier to explain you taking a chance on Joe Burrow, who's healthy coming off the greatest college season, than it is, hey, I took a chance on the guy who's coming off a dislocated hip. You see what I mean?
But this goes back to what we've talked about before. It's like, seriously, I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to cover my ass.
That's what these guys do. But we say this was my biggest argument when I got to the NFL. And when I lasted for 9 years, that was my biggest argument. I would talk to the scouts multiple times and ask them, hey, why would you take a chance on a guy from a Big Ten school that had half the productivity of a guy that went to a smaller school who might have had 15 sacks there?
And they say, and the tape looks good, and all the credentials. And what they say is this. They say this.
I can justify myself going to Michigan and having a bad prospect because he went to Michigan. He played versus these guys. I can say, hey, that was the whole reason why we took the chance on him. How am I going to justify me taking a chance on a guy from a 1AA or from a MAC school that doesn't come here and pan out? They're going to say, why were you even looking at him? And for those guys, they know that's the difference between them having a job and not. So they err on the side of, if it goes bad, I can explain this. And that's the whole purpose of it. So that's why when we talk about these prospects, and I'm telling you, man, Tua is the better prospect, you can justify going Joe Burrow if it doesn't pan out. You can't justify going Tua and it doesn't pan out if he comes off that hip and he's not back. Even though, like you said, right, at least he's put out video of him doing workout. So I do feel a little bit more confident in terms of him being healed up because of some of the videos.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
But it's like, if he wasn't medically right, if something wasn't good, and he's already said it himself, man, I probably would. He said, I would prefer to be able to come in and sit the first year so I can get all the way right. But if I needed to go, I could go.